Hey, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name's Olivia and I'm a gender affirming voice teacher. And today I'm going to talk about something that is a big pain point for a lot of my gender affirming voice clients. So I want to talk about bringing the voice that you've been working on in your practice sessions into regular conversation at the coffee shop with your friends. I see this a lot with my clients where we're working on sentences, sounds, specific things where they know what's coming up next. They know what they're going to say. Bringing that sound into conversation is really difficult because then you're adding another layer of thought. Your brain is doing a lot of different things at one time. It's thinking about what it's going to say and it's thinking about how it's going to say it. So today I'm going to share with you 5 different ways that you can work on bringing that practice room voice into the public space and having conversations while being able to really maintain that sound. Number 1 is to build a practice habit. So if you haven't already done this, now's your time. Building a habit around your voice is basically all we're doing when it comes to vocal modification. We're building a new habit of your pitch range. We're building a new habit around your vocal tract. So making sure that you do that a lot can really help with bringing that over into conversation. So you can think about, for instance, like exercise. If you haven't exercised, you haven't gone for a run in months, then you step out the door and you expect to run 10 miles, it's going to be hard. Your lungs are going to feel like they're on fire. Your legs are going to, burn out. But if you run a little bit every day, so you run a mile every day, then you build it up to 2 miles a day, build it up to 3 miles a day, whatever it is, that's going to be a lot easier on your body. And not only are you building that habit of going outside for a run, but you're also building the endurance in your body, which is another thing that we need to do with voice training. So a couple ways that you can think about building that habit. You can think about starting small. So think about just doing a 2-minute practice or a 3-minute practice a few times a day. When you don't have this idea in your mind that your practice is going to be 30 minutes or an hour, it's easier to get through. I know I only have to do this for 2 minutes. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it because then it'll be over with in 2 minutes. So that's a way to start to build that habit. Another thing you could try is habit stacking. So things that you do frequently. You can, tack on your practice routine to drinking your cup of coffee in the morning. Every morning, when I sit down with my cup of coffee, I'm going to do 2 minutes of vocal practice. Or every night after I wash my face, I'm going to do 2 minutes of vocal practice. Whatever things that you do consistently that you can kind of tack it on with can be really helpful. Next is time blocking, which is basically putting increments of time on your calendar so that you know exactly when you're going to practice. So maybe that's at 10 a.m. every day, you do a 5-minute practice. And then at 2 p.m. every day, you do a 5-minute practice. Maybe whatever works for your schedule. But so it's on there and you know that after those 5 minutes are done, I'm done. I know I from 10 to 10:05 every Monday, I'm doing my voice practice. So these are just a few ways that you can try to build up that practice habit. Okay, the next way to bring your practice voice into conversation is going to be by practicing filler words. You've heard me use filler words this whole video already. I'm saying, so, well, constantly, okay? So we all have different filler words that we use on a regular basis. So you can take a recording of yourself if you don't really know what you say and listen back, write those filler words down so that you can you have a list then of words that you can practice regularly that you know will carry over into conversation. You might not know what you're talking about, but you know that you oftentimes say, when you're thinking about that. So if you have practiced at your target pitch range, your target weight, your target resonance, you're going to be able to bring that over into your conversations easily. Like I said, you can practice this with any element of voice training. Be thinking about your resonance, your pitch, your vocal weight, your articulation, your inflection. Maybe you say or um or um. That one might be a little weird, but you get the idea. Number 3 is word games. Okay, so like games like scattergories or like doing quizzes or lists, you can find stuff like this online where you are listing like, list all the animals that you can think of. So in this case, you're practicing saying one word. So let's say the game is like, list all the animals that start with A. Okay, that's like a categories kind of thing. And so you'll just have the one word to think about and say. So maybe it's aardvark, you're going to say. So instead of having this full conversation, this full like long sentence that you have to say, you're just going to say one word. So that will help build up your endurance. Like, okay, I know I'm using my brain and I only have to practice using one word, starting whatever I'm saying. So making sure that that single word is where you want it to be. So word games, and I'll link below some different word games that you can check out online that can be helpful and part of your practice routine. Number 4 is role playing. So you're imagining yourself in these experiences that you're about to have, that you're about to go out and do. So you can work with a friend or work with your teacher or whoever you're working with and write out a list of scenarios. So you can think, okay, what restaurants might I go to? Let's pull up the menu and the other person will be the server. You'll be there ordering. You could pretend to be on the phone with an annoying situation dealing with your power is out, or you need a new phone plan, or your internet isn't working or something like that. All those really fun phone calls that we have to have. So different role-playing scenarios. So that could be different for different people. But that's a great way to practice bringing those conversations into the wild. Okay, so number 5 is finally going out and doing the thing. So going on practice outings. These do not have to be like going to a party and using your voice for 2 hours. No, this is going to a drive-thru and ordering your coffee from Starbucks, or going to a bookstore you like and asking where the mystery section is, or any number of places that you might go. Do you like to go to a craft store or a video game store? And have some small interaction with somebody who works there. So what you can do is put this on your calendar. So maybe to start, you do one time a week. So Wednesday morning, I'm gonna go to the drive-thru at the coffee shop, or Friday night, I'm gonna go to the bookstore, whatever it is. But put them on your calendar so you know when they are, and make sure that you get them done. And then as you go, you can kind of add more to that. So you can add, this week, instead of doing 1, I'm going to do 2 outings, and going from there. So to sum up, it is challenging to bring your voice from what you've been practicing to conversations. And I want you to know that this is challenging for everybody. So if you feel like frustrated with yourself, it's totally normal. It's totally understandable. You're adding all this thought and putting yourself into these different situations. It's just adding so many more layers to the situation than you have in the practice room. So give these different ways to think about this a try, and I'd love to hear from you about how this is going. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you click subscribe and click like on this video if you liked it. I hope you liked it. And we'll see you in the next video.